Brighton Beach is perhaps Great Britain's most famous beach, also known as London by the Sea. Here's how to have a great weekend. Being from San Diego, California, I was very curious about British beaches.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Brighton Beach. Johnny Trekkie here. I'm gonna go try to give it a swim out there. It's looking very rough out there right now. Not too promising, but I'm gonna give it a go.
Two things to know about Brighton. The beaches are full of little tiny rocks, making it very, very painful to walk barefoot. So you may want to bring some water shoes. Second, it was early June, and I was very pleasantly surprised that the water temperature was actually the same as in San Diego, California. I estimate it was about the early 60s in Fahrenheit. Not bad. I still almost chickened out for a swim, but then I saw a much older gentleman go in for a swim himself, giving me confidence.
All right, a little bit chilly, a little bit windy, but I survived.
I happily swam each day I was in Brighton, though I still shocked a lot of local Brits, all donning their giant sweaters, jackets, scarves, and hats. Shouldn't you all be used to this weather by now? The famous Brighton Palace Pier is perhaps the center of Brighton. Yes, it's old and dilapidated, but it was enjoyable traveling back in time to the Victorian era. The pier is full of whimsical and vintage entertainment, plus some overpriced junk food, and gorgeous grand views of the beaches. The Carnival rides look like they were all built over 30 years ago with questionable safety at this point, but I think it's all still worth risking your life for. I enjoyed the haunted house a lot more than I should have. The merry-go-round might be better for the kids. While there's no single incredible experience on the pier, it gives a wonderful look at what 19th century Brits did for entertainment. The Royal Pavilion is a must-see in Brighton. This extraordinary and eccentrically designed palace stands out for its captivating and unexpected architectural style, which blends Victorian grandeur with exotic Asian cultures. At least it seemed exotic back in the 19th century. A perfect example of nepotism, King George IV had some crazy Asian fetish, creating a lavish Eastern-inspired palace. It's certainly good to be the king. The main dining room is absolutely breathtaking. The interior has Asian art, decor, architecture, statues, fabrics, and more. The opulence is all of a questionable taste in each room, but so darn fascinating. You can't help but feel bad for the poor 19th century British taxpayers whom all funded this wild extravagance. But at least us modern tourists get to enjoy it. I call this toilet the Royal Flush. If you're in need of some retail therapy, the Lanes is a fun and funky shopping area. It's filled with unique boutique shops, restaurants, cafes, art galleries, pubs, bars, and some chain stores. Some are definitely tourist traps with very overpriced goods. It's a good time overall though. I really enjoyed the street art and the great vibes by both the locals and the tourists. The Brighton I-360 Tower is a striking, modern observation tower standing proudly at over 500 feet tall, and it's built right on the beach. The futuristic glass flying saucer ascends you into the British heavens. Up top and along the way, you'll see amazing, breathtaking 360-degree panoramic views of Brighton and the English Channel, and maybe even France. Hopefully it's a clear day for you, as it was for me. There's also a bar, some seating, And fortunately, during early June, not a lot of people here, which was great for me. I was, however, a bit alarmed by seeing some of the cracks in the glass walls, but it's probably fine, right? It is a bit pricey, but still cheaper than other towers in the world, like the Seattle Space Needle and the Eiffel Tower of Paris. Definitely do this if it's a clear day. Now, let's go eat. After days of heavy British food, I wanted something more exotic, and I found it at Anatolia. The exquisite Turkish cuisine seemed new and refreshing. The best part was watching the grill masters fire up your meats right before your eyes. The chicken and lamb are marinated for hours in their secret seasonings. They turn out juicy, tender, and flavorful. The sea bream is fresh and seasoned with exotic Turkish spices, and then grilled to absolute perfection. For something exotic, try the lamb betye. It is delicious, succulent, fire-roasted chunks of lamb on top of a delectable, special yogurt sauce. Vegetarians should get the flavor-packed roasted eggplant. Beautiful and amazing. For dessert, I got the chicken kids meal because the meats here are so darn good. That's what I wanted for dessert. In fact, Anatolia is so darn delicious that we ate here twice. Flint House serves elevated and modern British food. You'll need at least 2 of these fancy small plates to create a meal. The anchovy toast was crisp and delectable, if you love that stinky fish, as I do. The sea bream was fresh and grilled perfectly with a lovely seasoning and delightful, beautiful vegetables. The lamb was soft and succulent, wrapped in a pleasantly crunchy breading and a tasty harissa sauce. The cabbage was a huge surprise. It's a symphonic blend of musical flavors, roasted in perfect harmony. For a cheap eat, stop by 9 Rolls. They've got a tempting variety of tasty sausage rolls. My mustard roll was buttery and meaty with a generous amount of mustard cooked into it. Vegetarian roll was actually surprisingly lovely as well. Not bad for £4. If you have a car, I highly recommend a side quest to see southern England's famous White Cliffs at Birling Gap, which is just 30 minutes away. Birling Gap is perfect for lazy tourists like myself. It takes minimal effort where you can just walk down the stairs to the beach and get up close and personal with these gorgeous white cliffs. The white cliffs are primarily made of calcium carbonate. It goes back millions of years from the skeletons of tiny marine organisms. I just love science. If you're in better shape than I am, consider doing the Seven Sisters hike, which goes along the cliffs for over 7 miles. But it was cloudy, rainy, and windy, and we did not have the energy or time to do that. I hear it's a pretty awesome hike, though. In terms of nightlife, there are plenty of bars, pubs, and live music all around town, even on the weekdays, and also on the beach. But if you love swing dancing like I do, check out Swing City. They have all the local dances throughout the week. And that's how I spent 2 days and 2 nights in beautiful Brighton Beach. For more details, visit my website, johnnytrekkie.com. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe. Live long, travel, and prosper.